A prisoner turned revolutionary, Sylas is ready to seize the enemy's power, then break them with it. He's a mage that prefers to beat down opponents up close, stringing together a series of powerful strikes and bringing foes to their knees with their own ultimates.
You're part of the problem!
It's time for a revolution. Welcome to the Sylas Champion Spotlight. Sylas uses his Q to lash out with his chains, damaging and slowing enemies. After a brief delay, the intersection of the chain lash detonates, applying an increased slow and damaging enemies again. The best way to overpower enemies is with his W, Kingslayer. Sylas lunges at a target with a powerful strike, damaging them and healing himself. If the enemy's at low health, the damage is increased. If Sylas is at low health, the heal is increased. It's an extremely powerful finishing tool to end any champion's reign. Sylas has a two-part E ability. With Abscond, Sylas dashes a short distance and shields himself. For a short time after, he can recast the ability as Abduct to whip out his chains, stunning, damaging, and pulling himself to the first enemy hit. Sylas' passive is a whirling chain effect that happens whenever he attacks after using an ability, kinda like Sheen. To make the most of this Petrocite burst, pummel enemies every chance you get. Link together basic attacks between each spell cast, and whiplash to rack up the shack kills.
Time for the kings to bow!
Sylas is here for revolution, and he will use his enemies' powers against them, literally. His ultimate hijacks an enemy's ult for his own use, which Sylas can then hold onto and cast exactly as if he were that champion. While Sylas can take an enemy's ultimate whenever hijack is ready, even if that ability is on cooldown, he has to wait to steal from the same target again. How long before he can hijack them again is roughly determined by their ultimate's base cooldown.
Let's use that spark to light a fire.
His talent for Grand Theft Ulto means Sylas gets max charges on champs with ammo.
I actually feel cheated.
And completely changes into champions that have a transform ability. No matter what their ultimate does, Sylas will find a way to use and abuse it. By late game, his low cooldown lets him take multiple ultimates in quick succession, as long as they're from different enemies. Here he snags Rumble's equalizer to even the odds at the Baron pit. Unfortunately, he whiffs on Syndra, but he still gets the last hit to finish her off. He's not done yet though. With Alistar's ult, the Unshackled becomes the Unbreakable, leaping back into the fight to turn Steer into Steak. Move, chick, get out the way. Each situation calls for a different strategy. Sometimes it's best to take an ult that helps out your comrades or has a big impact on team fights. Other times you just need a single finishing move like Last Caress to whip a single foe. Gnarly. Sylas' ult makes him a hijack of all trades, so no matter what you find yourself up against, if you play smart, you can beat champs with their own game and kick their ass.
I'll give it back, promise.
With Sylas, no fight plays out the same way twice. While he defaults to a bruiser play pattern, his ult-stealing potential means every skirmish brings something new. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Make the most of what's available and turn your enemy's power into their demise.
Die with your lords!
If you want a magical bruiser that wins with brain and brawn, join up with Sylas and start an insurrection. For more info on the Unshackled, break out to the links below.